Does lyricism matter in Botswana?
I think it matters. It's just the people that get it aren't as many as you might think. You know what I mean? I said something on the episode we shot the other day. It's like there's an education boundary also. You have to understand. Whether it's lyricism in Setswana or English, mind you. Like, people would think it's like a language barrier and like this guy, he didn't go to English medium, so it's not even that.
Yeah.
It's, you, like I said, a friend of mine was like, people don't want to feel like they're stupid when they're listening to your music. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you say something and maybe it might be a surface level vibe to them. They're just getting the top part. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when you say I'm hot like fire, they get it. But if you're like, now, with it, yo, lava, volcano, what, and you're doing a whole scheme with it, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like it invokes like feelings of inadequacy. Like
exactly. Hip hop is one of the only forms of music that has a barrier to entry. That you almost have to understand certain things for you to get certain things. Yes. You know. And with lyricism, you're taking that a stage further. You know, a lot of lyricists are just really smart guys. You know, they might be talking about smart stuff all the time, or they might be saying 3 things with 1 line. Thing. So the listener is expected to already know something for you to pick up everything. Yeah. So in that sense, it can be tough. But to answer the question, is lyricism dying? If all you are doing is just rapping to be rapping super hard, and that's your whole thing, I do think there is less and less, people are less and less impressed with that. But at the same time, if you look at the most successful rappers in the world, from Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drake, all of these guys are lyricists, but they are using it as a tool in the song. Yeah. You know, think of AKA, think of Nasty C coming more locally, South Africa. These guys are great rappers, but that's not the whole thing. They're not basing their whole thing on that. They are using the good rapping as a tool in the verses to make the song better. So I always hear it's a lazy argument. Lyrics don't sell. What do you mean? Look at the top selling rappers of all time. Yeah. All super rappers. Yeah. You know, but they're also songwriters. So I think the crowds are demanding a bit more than just pure lyrics now, because you know, like, a lot of guys can rap. Yeah. Guys can really rap, but they're demanding, give me something else. Either be doing something with your ability to rap. So I think just pure gun barrel lyricism with nothing else to it it's not as impressive as it used to be. Yeah. That's just how I see it.
And also there's the rapping at me factor. Like, for example, I've heard a lot of people be like, Drake, it's like he's having a conversation with you. It's like he's just telling you something. Then there's niggas who will be like, I'm the hottest nigga and my bars are so sick. Rapping about rapping.
Exactly.
And I also argue that a lot of Motswako cats do that. They rap about rapping.
Yeah.
Keja Motswako kya kutima, keja Motswako, and hey, barata waja Motswako.
It's one-dimensional. There's no story.
We're just rapping about how dope we are at rapping.
At what we're doing,
yeah, which I feel like for the consumer, like maybe at first it was cool, like you were saying, you know, at first it was impressive, like, oh, this guy
there was a time for it. There was a time for it. It's like any creative thing, things come into style and move out of style and whatever. But, you know, good rapping has never gone out of style.
Yeah, that's true.
But, you know, good rapping being the very thing, the only thing that you're doing, there was a time when that's what a lot of people cared about, you know, and a lot of lyricists, you just had to go there and people were just like, wow, this guy can rap. What you are actually saying, if it connects to musically, wasn't as important.
I feel like there's a, like Eminem has that struggle in a way. Like sometimes it just sounds like he's saying stuff to flex his
ability to
Bars,
rhyme.
ability to rhyme, you know, but when you listen to it, you're like, what is bro actually
What is he
saying?
saying? And I think
Well,
that's why
that's
his
facts.
music hasn't aged well. You know,
Yeah.
like Eminem is always going to be a great artist, but you go back and you're like, well, why did I like this so much? It's like, you know, at some point you're like, oh, I see what you're doing. You are rhyming really well. You're rhyming patterns really well, and you know, once you learn how to do it, you become a little less impressed by it. You know.
Also, okay, what about out here? Who would you say is lyrical?
But before that, Sifa, how do you feel about lyricism?
No, I agree. I feel like Blaine has said what I wanted to say, but I feel like slowly we're kind of moving away from the repeaty rap shit. Honestly, I think I seen a video. Casper Nyovest was talking about how people want him to rap. He was on a stream. He's like, "Let me get a continental superior color." But he's like, "Bro, that doesn't make me money."
Yeah,
you feel me? So the reason I wasn't saying anything is because I feel like Blaine had already spoken on what I wanted to say. But yeah, man. Personally, I don't care about lyricism.
Yeah, Casper always, you know, but he sounds like he wants to be lyrical, but people keep telling him he's not lyrical. But he sounds like he really cares about rapping well.
I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I think initially.
When I listen to the music, not what he says. When I listen to his albums, it's like he's trying to rap hard, but he's always getting people telling him he's not a good rapper.
Not a good rapper.
And it doesn't really matter that much for him because he
makes
does well.
hits.
Yeah, he makes
like,
hits. He's a good hit
doesn't have
maker.
to, yeah. And I feel the same. You know what? I remember listening to his first album, and I get it. Like sometimes the first album is crazy. Sometimes it's good, you know. And this guy is actually putting out his story. But like, I was hearing a lot of like, I personally am saying this now. Like I'm hearing his references. Like I'm like, okay, this song he was trying to do Drake. This song he was trying to do Kanye. You know, this song he was trying to do this person.
Yeah.
And by virtue of that, like trying to do what Drake does, like you have to have a certain level of lyricism. You know what I mean? And Drake ain't even doing this thing on his own. He's got guys helping him, you know, references, writers, whatever. So when you're trying to replicate that one man, and like, I'm not saying Casper isn't a good rapper, but I wouldn't say he's like the most lyrically gifted.
Yeah.
Let's say in comparison to a Nasty C.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like when Casper's rapping, it's like he's working hard.
He's working hard.
Like he wants, like
To sound like he's hard.
He want, like you had the line the other day. She doesn't know her ABC, so I gave her the D. It's like, that's like forced.
Like, what did
know?
you mean, bro? Are you saying like she's young, so she hasn't learned? Are you saying she's dumb?
Or is it just an ABC?
It's an ABCD thing, like just we're doing ABCD, you know?
Yeah, there's like a level where you get it, and then someone who gets it wouldn't necessarily go for that bar because it's also unflattering. Like you say, like, is she dumb? And why you with the dumb hun?
Yeah,
and
why you with
her
the dumb hun? Yeah, and then you give her the D.
That's the thing. The big payoff there is just the D.
Yeah.
Oh, D is short for, you know, it's like,
yeah.
sometimes you really gotta be like, okay, what is the payoff at the end of the scheme? And is it worth it? You know?
Is it worth? Exactly.
You're spitting the payoff. Like, that's such a great concept.
And I was going to say, with battle rap also, that's the thing. Guys will weave a scheme, and it all comes down to like that last bar, how it brings it all together.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of guys come up with their bars. They come up with the payoff first, and then it's like, oh, what would I have to say to get to this? You know, and that becomes.
Can I give an example?
Yeah.
I want to go crazy. There's I forgot the battle rapper's name. That guy was like, some. I cut his throat back and forth. It looked like I'm trying to
That's you get another cut. Another cut. Like the seatbelt won't work. And the lead up to that is like,
it's the end.
And he set it up so well, because he's about gun bars. He's like, but I'll knuckle up. If I don't knuckle up, I'll bring the razor. You'll get another cut and another cut, and
even the action.
That's another thing Tay-Rock is good at. It's like if you're not watching what he's saying, you don't get every piece of it.
Big facts.
But anyway, this is NRG. Today we're talking about lyricism in the culture. Today we're with the greatest battle rapper of all time, Blaine. If you don't know him, bro, the Tropics of Capricorn, man. Like, I used to watch this all the time, bro. So it's an honor to have you on the pod.
No doubt. Thanks for having me, man.
Today we have roles. My role, my name's Taboka. My role is going to be moderator. C4 is going to be devil's advocate. We're introducing roles now so that it's not just like we're biased. I know all of us here are fans of lyricism, so it's good to have some challenges. Also, leave a comment to know if we're too biased, your ideas. We do read the comments in real life. So say nice things. I like compliments. Like, keep it coming. So we do appreciate it. Also, please subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subscribers as of this moment. Hopefully by the time you watch this, we've already passed 500 subscribers. We're also here with Blanco, a.k.a. Duke Dennis, a.k.a. Mr. Good with the Ladies, a.k.a. Single and Searching.
Single and Searching is crazy.
So
I saw someone say Buke Bennis because of Balak. I'm like, nah, come on.
So I think getting it started.
Nigga, don't try to get the AKA.
Nah. But I might leave something in your lower third, like what if I might add a little song. So you've been paying attention. I learned like funny little things in the lower third. But getting it started, man, I think what is something that people get confused about lyricism? Do you have a question?
Can I just glaze? Can I just glaze 2 seconds?
No, please. No problem.
Blaine, I remember when I was in Form 3. He's the man that actually, apart from listening to African hip-hop, American hip-hop, he's one of the first few people I started listening to in Botswana. And he's the person that taught me the basics of rapping. Like what rapping
That's
actually
crazy.
is.
First of all, I appreciate that. But yeah, C4 used to come with another guy I was mentoring at the time, and they were like, bro, how let's rap.
How do you do this? How do you do this?
And they had a song called Victory Lap.
Yes.
I know that song from beginning to at the time, that song, I was like, that's the best song I've ever heard. You feel me? So just a quick glaze.
I always appreciate the flowers, man. As you get a little bit older, you always look back like, yo, you know what? I did something, and every piece of appreciation I've come to really appreciate myself. I'm almost more in awe of people who appreciate my stuff than they are of me. I'm just like, you know what? So I always appreciate that and never take it lightly.
Yeah. All right,
yes, sir.
So to the question, what do you guys think people get wrong about lyricism, particularly in Botswana?
They think rhyming tata kamata castrata is fire.
They put the horse before the cart. I think it should be about what you're saying first, and then your ability with words should be now facilitating that. What you said, it shouldn't be the ability with words first, and then what you want to say after. And I think a lot of people do it that way. It's just like, oh, this rhymes with this rhymes with this. But like, what did you want to say in the beginning? And then apply your ability after.
I feel like that is generally the premise of lyricism. Bro will say something, and now my other problem is this, right? Okay, there's niggas who just want to say stuff rhyming, right? And like be sick before the message. Now, on my end also, there's guys who are about the message, but they're not sick.
Yeah.
You know, it's like niggas are hating on me, but I'm sick. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you got the message part down, but now you're not adding any lyricism to it. You're just literally saying it. Like,
where's the art? Like, what? When does it stop being talking, and when does it start being rapping?
Yes.
When does it stop being walking and becomes dancing? You can't just say things like how they are. You know, there needs to be some kind of irony, some kind of art, some kind of prose added to me. Like I had a lecturer who would say, "Make it strange." I could say, "Oh, I walked in through the door," but then for it to be art and prose, I have to make it strange and say, step by step as they got louder, what, you know what I mean?
And then, I get you.
To add to that, 100%. I also think like intention is very important. Like sometimes people are just rhyming, you know, and because they're just rhyming and they've succeeded in, you know, saying that they're brave and that they're on a wave. But it's like context, and also like back to the Casper Universe line, I think is a good example. Like if you're intentionally trying to communicate, which is what we're doing, which is part of actually speaking, like what are you actually communicating to the listener, and do you have the intention of actually trying to, like you earlier said, which I like, the audience also needs to know certain things to understand what you're saying. So do you have the empathy to see into their minds and know that, oh, when I say this, someone else is gonna receive it in a certain way? Maybe Casper, similar to maybe like Vima Pizzi, is similar in the sense that they know the audience aren't like really deep into lyrics the same way Tay-Rock knows, he can't slip. Like some of Tay-Rock's throwaway bars are his, just like for someone else, they're the best bars in that song. So it's like just having that intention of knowing, oh, I'm gonna say something on the song that people are going to listen to and receive in a certain way. Let me not just say it for the sake of saying it. I know sometimes dudes are in the studio and it's like, I need to get this bar off. I have studio time. You know, there's also that frustration of trying to finish the song and you want to hear yourself back. But at the same time, like having the intention when you write to say, does this make sense? Is this whack? Is this corny? Could I have made this better? And
but also,
with purpose, I'd say.
I'm not gonna knock them, bruh. As someone that has tried rapping, I feel like I wasn't a good rapper. You feel me? I feel like it has to be. You have to be born with it. Also, I'm not gonna lie. Being intentional and actually being creative with it. It doesn't just come because you're good at it. You have to have that creative mind to actually put these words down and say something. Because I've tried. Trust me, I'm the guy that raps Mata Strata. But I've sat down and said, you know what, I'm trying to be like Blaine this time. I want to make it in such a way that when I talk about the streets, it's creative in such a way that it's deeper than just strata. And then it just sounds like, bro, I'm saying, I couldn't, you feel me? But also, and then I could say, I couldn't, but I can make a fire song. You feel me?
Yes, which you did.
Yes. So, now I'm backtracking. Is it really important to have it?
I'd say this, right? You can make a hit song without being lyrical. I always give Sister Bettina as the example. There's no extra layer. That guy, when he was spitting, he was just saying it straight up. Siahamba manje, siete pen. In the meantime, we're here. I mean, there's nothing more to it. And because of that, the listener understands it right away. You know what I mean? But then, fine, I get that this is a far-fetched example too, but like, for example, Kendrick Lamar's Swimming Pools was a vibe song, right? And it was nice. It was a hit song, right? But it had a really deep message. It was about alcoholism. You know what I mean? And like, people are vibing to that at parties where they're drinking. You get what I'm saying? So in a way, sometimes I feel like sometimes it doesn't even. The song is such a vibe that people miss the point. Hey, yeah, Outcast.
Yeah, that's one of the coldest ones, man. That guy's talking about modern day relationships not lasting as well as old thing, you know.
Yes.
If you listen to what he's saying, my baby don't mess around.
Yeah.
Because basically she doesn't mess around because she knows that if I find out, I'm gonna be done. But then he also says, thank God for mom and dad for sticking to the plan because I don't know how. He's just talking about like modern day relationships. That's why he's like, don't want to meet your mama, just want to make you come up. He's like, this is what we are today. He's talking about falling out of love or being disconnected
from the original idea of love and relationship.
Family, but it's just a bop.
Yeah,
all you hear is a bop.
Yes.
But to your point, I don't think to make good hip hop you need to be lyrical.
Yeah,
for sure.
There was a certain time where people just got so enamored with lyricists, and for a long time we were in that. But you know, you've seen all the South, and hip hop started with people having fun at a party. House parties. It wasn't about the guy on the mic saying complicated things. That later became one. But it's always about having fun. What does KRS-One saying? Peace, love, unity, having fun. That's what hip-hop is about. It's about having fun. Once it gets to a point where now we want to impress each other with our ability to rap, we do alienate some people who are also hip hop. You know what I mean?
Who just wanna have fun.
They just wanna have fun. This house parties started hip hop.
And I feel like there's
house
a
parties
way
and in the park,
of being lyrical and fun. You know, and I feel like where we get it wrong, especially I'd say Africa, or maybe more so Botswana, South Africa, is like guys will hear Migos, right? Migos will make Versace, right? And when the thing is, they already have an innate sense of lyricism, you know? So when they make the song, they're not thinking of being lyrical while they tell you about Versace.
Yeah,
that's
they
a fact.
are already lyrical. You know, they already will be speaking in certain metaphors and putting similes into that thing and whatever. So, but then when we receive it, we just hear Versace. Like, these guys are talking about nothing. You know, then we think, oh, okay, that means I can just say anything. And you know, people will feel it. So I feel like that's our approach is different. Like we kind of like reverse engineering it from a perspective and not actually giving the guy on the other side credit. I remember one Gucci Mane line, and like to me, that's why I was like, nah, but this is a form of lyricism. It's just that to the regular person, it sounds like he ain't saying shit. He was like, now listen to me.
Okay. I hear you. We'll go
He
hear
said, Gucci Mane, is you serious? Hell yeah, I'm serious. Red watch with a red chain, my diamonds on their periods. And I'm like, look, I get it. It's not that deep, right? It was fun. It was enjoyable. And I get his point. Like, that's another thing. The point was made. You know? So people see that as a surface level thing. And man, like, believe it or not, there are people who don't get it, like get it. You know, the diamonds are red. Blood is red.
Like I'd have to explain that to my girl.
Shout out to your girl.
Shout out to my girl.
You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
So to them, they're like, what's, you know, what is he saying?
And I was gonna say, like, you know, hearing you guys talk, it's almost like sometimes people don't realize that this is still a skill. Like, I think also with the branding of maybe Gucci and Boquavo, because the quote-unquote mumble rappers in a way, it's like people now think that they just doing anything in the studio. So I can do anything in the studio. But I'd also add that where lyricism does matter, I'll give an example of Kendrick and Drake. I don't think Kendrick is super lyrical, right? Personally.
Yeah.
Like, I never really think of like, oh, this is a crazy Kendrick line or whatever. But what people love about Kendrick is like the meaning behind even the things that you didn't even think were like bars. Like, he'll have a meaning, you know, that has like a triple entendre. It's not even like a sick bar, but the meaning is like so deep that the audience loves how intentional Kendrick is with it. It'll just talk about maybe he says a camera. Can't you find the cameras from 1982?
Yeah.
Can't you find there was a drink that was from 1982?
And
the
he's
guy
tying it all
who he's talking
together.
about, he's also the age from 1982.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That's what people love, and it wouldn't even seem like it's deep. You
The
know,
layers.
I think the skill of rap is what people also forget that, you know, it's like this is what makes the difference between a Kendrick and Drake. Drake, obviously, he's talented as well. But it's like people feel like Drake, especially with the last album, it's like the nothing bars. I'm the nice man, the Iceman, you know, he'll say like, I don't know, other
I think
things
Drake
that
can
are
do
like,
that too. I'm not gonna lie. I think he just knows how to simplify it. Just
What's funny is in my head, I was like, I think a part of lyricism is taking something complex and making it simple.
Simplifying it, yeah.
You know what I mean? For the regular guy who's not necessarily deep into hip hop and whatever, or might be into hip hop, but is just like a normal guy, you know, who just, like we said, wants to have fun. It's taking something, a complex message or a complex thing, and just putting it in simple terms.
for sure.
Always the bar that comes to my dome. Yeah, I'm light skinned, but I'm still a dark nigga.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Simple, but it's saying so much.
But it's saying
so
Yeah, I think one of my favorite Drake bars where he was, I mean, I don't think it's simple, but I think it hit. Like, he was talking about like TV producers, we airing the shit. And he goes,
yeah.
like, I didn't know that the old film cameras actually make the sound. So now he's saying like the guns were airing and the coincidence that
double
sound of the
entendre
same.
also, because when you air a TV show,
he's not making it more
like,
complex. You know, I always used to put it like this. I remember there was an old American president, I think it was Roosevelt or Lincoln, one of them. He was away, so he decided to write his wife a letter, and it was this long 3-page letter. And he started with saying, "I wish I had written you a shorter letter, but I didn't have time." That's lyricism right there.
Wow.
If he had more time, he would have made it shorter and simpler, and you know. But because he didn't have time, he wrote 3-4 pages. You just write it when it's in. That's lyricism in a nutshell for me. It's like it's not always about being more complicated. It's about getting a complex idea and simplifying it because you've got the tools to do that. You know?
Yeah, and I think also like the constraints of rapping also kind of force you to, because you only have 8 bars to get your point across. Sometimes you have 2, you know, like, and you want to set it up in a way in which the audience still gets it while still establishing the point. And maybe you only have 1 bar left where you can squeeze that, and it still has to rhyme at the same time. Like, the constraints will force you to think and be like,
parameters are where creativity happens. You know? If I had 10 hours, I'm sure I could have said all of the amazing stuff you want to hear, but I don't. I don't. I have
I'm limited, like
3 minutes. You know, the beat is like this. All your limitations is what's gonna make you creative, because you have to be. You have to create
There's
within those
tempo,
things.
And I don't think people realize, like, your flow has to be different on different beats. They're at different tempos. If you try rapping like you do on a beat that's 90 BPM, like boom bap, and you try translate that flow onto like a trap song, you're gonna be rapping slow as hell. You know what I mean? Like, it's just gonna be like,
it's gonna be wild.
It's the one other thing that I never really understood. I could never write. People do that. I could never write lyrics and then put them on a beat. That's something I could have. I just felt like, even if I tried rapping it on this beat, well, yes, there's times where you could write something and then it would align with the random beat. But like most times, every time I write something and try to put it on a beat that was never made, I'm like,
it doesn't.
I need to hear the beat.
I can imagine the beat. That's how I get to writing,
and then make the beat.
Then either make the beat or, like, for example, and I ain't trying to sound like I'm some super creative rapper dude, but like there's that trending, I think it's WYFL, why you fucking lying or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm assuming that's what it stands for.
You telling me? I don't know.
That beat, right? So like it be playing in my head. So like I'm working on a freestyle for that beat. So like I'll just be thinking, you know, because I it's like I can hear the beat. You know what I mean? So if I'm working, I'm like, oh, that's a bar. And like it could go on that beat. And I'm like, remember that. Or I'll do a voice memo, like, so I don't forget. You know what I mean?
I think that's the one thing I could never understand. I don't know if do you in jail, these rappers when they're in jail, do they have like they probably have phones, so they probably have beats, or they go there, right?
It seems like every Black American guy has been to jail can do that.
Can do that. And
once he's rapping, that's the thing.
That's a skill, bro.
That's a skill, like to be
do the beat
and be rapping. It's like tapping your head and rubbing your head at the same time. It's tough.
Like people who are able to like play keys and then sing at the same time.
It's not
like,
easy,
damn,
bro.
It's crazy.
Like, well, Alicia Keys, Charlie Puth.
What the name of the thing is? I'm just gonna say dexterity, but there's even a term when you're playing keys for when you're playing. I think it's counter rhythm, but there's something else where you're playing one time signature on this hand, right, and a different time signature. So totally different rhythm.
Crazy.
And independently of each other. Just the dexterity to be able to do that is insane. It's like one of the highest level things, you know, where the top line melody is in one rhythm and your other hand is just playing something else.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And if you isolated it, you're like, oh, this is the beat for this side and this is the beat for this side.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they can, you can like imagine, I don't know, it's like you're splitting your brain to be like, okay, this beat here, this
at
beat
the
here.
same time, that's crazy. It's like, you know how C4 was saying he struggled sometimes being lyrical? I'm like that with beats, man. I'm so impressed by producers because I'm one of the worst producers I've ever heard in my life. Bro, like my friends still laugh at me. I try to make beats like 15, 20 years ago. They still laugh at how bad it was. It was horrible, bro. It was horrible. I tried. I sat there. I didn't understand it. Like, how do you guys do it? Like to this day. And my friend who was like we were starting at a similar thing. His beats sounded like beats. I was like, you know what? God gives you some things that He doesn't give you. He did not give me the producing gene.
For me, it's R&B, bro. I really wish I could sing R&B. Like sometimes I'll hear the beat. I'm like, this needs like some Chris Brown vibes. I'm like, dog, I try. And the thing is also like, auto-tune will help you, but there's that talent that you have to have, or
if
at
you
least
can't
have
sing,
started from like really young. Because otherwise,
I was gonna say, I guess off of your question, we can get into like tips, because I'm sure that people who watch this who not only want to understand, but also would like to learn, and then maybe use these tips in their own practice of becoming lyrical. So just leaving it to the floor, like what are the first things that come to your mind in terms of something you would give advice on for the next person getting into the booth saying, let me try level this up?
I would say, okay, you already know that you have to rhyme, but maybe just learn how to rhyme more than just the last syllable, not just car bar, you know. Maybe if you say
I'm sitting on a mat, I own a cat.
If you're gonna say you know, try maybe do a few more syllables like camera, you know, rhyme a few more syllables as you can, and as you go you'll get better at that. But always remember, it's about what you're saying first, not just the rhyming. The rhyming is your tool to be able to make it sound cool and everything, but you should be trying to say something. That doesn't mean it has to be deep, but be saying something. Even if, you know, be saying something. Don't just be rhyming for rhyming's sake. People are tired of that.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say something similar. Like, figure out, okay, what do you want to say? I remember when I first started rapping, and I'm like now about to put, you know, pen to pad. The beat is there. I'm like, damn. What do I what do I want to say? Like, what do I even want to talk about? I even got to feeling like, damn, my life isn't interesting. Like, bruh, what am I gonna say? Like,
it's harder than it sounds. Actually,
going
like,
on
what do
right
I want
now?
to speak about?
What do I even
Well,
want to speak?
Starting is the hardest thing.
Like, what is my stance on anything? You know. So I feel like when you figure out what you want to say, then you apply, you know, all the rules. But, bruh, I'm having a problem now because there's this new thing where it's like you don't have to be on beat and you don't have to rhyme. For me, that's just I can't.
What's happening? Is this West Coast thing? Man, I'm putting on a pill, shit, like, yeah. It's like, and it's really catching on right now.
And I feel like with the West Coast guys, they're in a pocket. You know what I mean? Like it's still on beat, but they're in like an offbeat pocket, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's guys I've heard where it's like the beat does. It's like you just rhyme where you wanna rhyme, and other guys who don't rhyme.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know,
I struggle with that. You know, like I can, you know, there's certain things I can be like, this might not be for me, but you know, I can appreciate it. But like when you're not rhyming at all, that's the easiest thing in the world. Like, just say whatever next.
Anyone can rhyme.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You know, and it's not even deeply like logical. Like cat, hat, mat,
dog,
bat.
Yeah,
for sure.
You
Like
get
you
me?
just keep going.
You can just keep like, if anything, at a basic level, just try make things rhyme.
Yeah,
honestly, and then flow.
Yeah,
make it rhyme on the beat before you try get into complex patterns and whatever. Let it go with the beat. Like, otherwise, I feel like for music in general, that's the case. You know, whether you're singing or whatever, like
that's a fact. Like people are rhyming in R&B.
Yeah,
You know, like it's
R&B,
just more
country
pleasant.
music, everywhere.
Yeah. One other tip I wanted to add was, I know I have literally like 2-3 songs out, but like I said, I've been rapping since I was like in junior school.
Yeah.
One other thing that I wanted to give these people is experience life. I noticed that when I was writing lyrics, just from my own imagination, I would imagine I had a girl. For example, I'm writing a love song and I'm trying to talk about the girl that I love. I'd listen to the song after, I'm like,
that's a great tip. That's a great tip, actually.
But if you're
need
actually
life.
in love and loved someone and
It'll
made a
hit
song about
different.
that same exact person,
It'll
bruh,
hit
the song
different.
will hit different.
Yes.
It will
Exactly.
sound really, really hard.
Yeah,
I think
'cause-
that's why we talk about, that's why this gun, we're talking about guns as Botswana, it doesn't land for most of us.
I've heard a lot of guys be like, I got the blick on me, what. I get it, like, it's tough and you got the blick on you, imagine the imaginary blick on.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's taking yourself out of the music now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you really don't got the blick on you.
It doesn't hit like when was it Ozzy said Trista. It hits
Exactly.
it hits way different, man.
Yeah, if I
I
said
remember
that, it would be
Mask
late.
Mask had a bar in, I think it was Ratchet Africa. I'm African, I cannot change that.
Yeah.
Important bar at that time. At that time, you know, Faded was, you know, had all the kids.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, like we all, like, African music wasn't what it is today yet.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was still Channel O MTV based times. And MTV based and Channel O were playing more American music and stuff.
Yeah.
I just always thought that bar was so important.
It proves the point that I have, because they did rap about, like, at the time, they did rap
Guns
about
and stuff.
guns and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Also-
think about it, out of all the lines that were there, I could say the same thing. That's the one line that we all.
I
That's the one line
remembered
we
it
all
because it
know,
meant
I'm
something to
African,
us, yeah.
Because it's proving to us that, bro, I might be talking about these guns, but I'm African. I cannot change.
And you're
that.
never
And
gonna be
also,
American.
You feel me?
I feel like now here's the thing, right? There are guys who play with guns in Botswana. The real gangsters, and they're not rapping.
That's the other thing.
You know? But like, for example, we might be in Map, right? We're at Obato's crib recording, and there's
A guy with
a real gangster with us. You know what I'm saying? he'll
So
have
you
the
saw-
strap.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
He's basically saying,
like we're telling
I
other
seen
people.
that shit. I wasn't just rapping.
My real life.
No, but like also I wasn't breaking into houses and doing that. Like obviously you do little stupid stuff in the streets, and I'm gonna say it's stupid because I didn't have to do any of that.
Yeah, I was in phase 4 when Faded was around, you know, like, right, I was in phase 4. Shay was in phase 4 before me, like, just down the street from these guys. Yeah, man, these guys, man, I never saw
But that's exactly the point that I'm trying to say. See, you were rapping about it. It came off really authentic at the time, and we liked it because we didn't know it was true.
Yeah.
But it was true. So that's why it was so dope at the time.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I want to tell people, because I'm only saying this because I remember writing a love song. And it didn't hit. And then I wrote another love song after I got my heart broken. Right, listen to that song.
You're
I'm
like,
Nah, I was gonna add to it. Sometimes even like your real life inspires a sick bar. You know,
Yes.
one of my favorite bars of yours is something about Tyra. When I talk about an ex, niggas thinking it's about Tyra. Just another burning issue in the cloud fire. Never been a fireman, but I put out fire.
Tell niggas that's like, come on,
Yeah, like
son. Cloud fire. I put out fire. I put out fire. It means like 3 different things in that context.
Crazy.
That's like a triple entendre, right?
Crazy.
and it's real.
And
And
then it's
you're
real.
using the metaphor to
And then I
emphasize.
continue to talk about being a rapper in bots.
Yeah.
I don't think people add that up. Before the show, we have to go and give out flyers and invite them, saying, bitches, tell them come with a friend. Because, some shit.
Get the money and spend and
Because we know the rich nigga gonna come in and spend.
These niggas don't understand
It's
that
all a
Ski's got the
game,
bars, bro.
but are we really having fun in the end?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're real life, and that can inspire a sick bar.
Yes,
Still, just
true.
because
Yeah, I
you're
get
in
it.
that flow, you already have the rhythm. It's kind of like God-given. Like, you're just chilling, and then he just hits you like, damn, I do put out fire, man. Like, let me add that in.
And also, like, I remember we were having the discussion, like, sometimes the bar comes to you.
Yeah.
You don't intend on saying the thing. Because I know with that song, I think I've said it before, I was doing a local corner interview. And they had prepped me, like, before they got people to comment, like, questions that, you know, that they should ask me, basically.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, what happened with you and Tyra, something, you know, like a little story to it. And then that's the first bar that came to my mind was, I can't talk about it next without them thinking it's about Tyra.
Yeah.
Then it came in
it all
order.
came,
Yeah.
And
After I said just another burning issue in the cloud fire, then it just landed. Bro.
Yeah.
I've never been a fireman, but I put out fire. I
Yeah.
put out the cloud fire, and I put out fire.
Yes, sir.
But I'm not a fireman.
Exactly.
You said
Tell him.
That's crazy. But again, you wanted to say something, and then you used your skill and all of that to say you didn't just
to get the message across.
Yeah, exactly.
In an interesting
in
way.
an interesting
also.
way, not just saying
Not
no,
just
that's
saying-
not my girl anymore.
Yeah, it's not my
Like, can you guys leave me alone? I was gonna add, like, a tip that I would add is like, just more on an emotional level. I mean, of course, like, I think a good tip you added was just adding more syllables, you know, rhyming, but also, like, we talked about it in private while doing the Boss Top 5 thing. Like, sometimes it's okay to just sit back and be like, nah, this is whack.
Yes.
You know, and just rewrite it. Like, I think, like, revision and just sitting with yourself to say, I don't need to say it like this. Are there better ways to say it?
Yeah.
Editing.
Exactly.
Editing is huge, man. Like, just if you want to be good, you have to write a lot, but you also need to not think everything you write is fire, because it's very easy to delude yourself into thinking that.
The fact that
you
you
need
have
to
to
be able to get rid of something. Just because
Yeah.
you worked a lot on it doesn't mean that it has to stay.
And
But
so,
the fact that that's a tip is crazy to me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you should know.
You should already.
You should
Yeah.
actually. You don't have to be taught that nah. I have to fix this some because it's not.
But the thing is, niggas think that
You'd be
they're
surprised.
fire.
Yo, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yo.
Like, they'll write a lame bar, but they rap it to you with confidence.
With so much confidence.
And like, it lets me know, like, this guy doesn't think that he could flop, like, with a bar. And also for me, there's like little intricacies that I notice as time has gone and stuff. I have a line, it's also like a love song vibe. Hey, and those bars, I feel like they're quite crazy. I'll remember the first bit of it, but the line I wanted to focus on was, in the song I said, your ex slept on you, so we calling him a Z, right? But what I wanted to do was XYZ. Your ex slept on you, that's why we calling him a Z. You know what I mean? And I feel like just that little thing would have made the bar like just that little more a bit better.
Sometimes
you know what
it's just a small improvement that changes a huge.
Exactly. Instead of saying
makes a huge difference. Yeah.
You know, you say something else and it changes the whole meaning.
Now I wanted to add that, like, even with writing it and then revising it, sometimes you can even just like when you're making something new, you can come back to it. You know, like Eminem would say that he writes every day, just going to a dictionary. I used to do the same thing. I'd go on a random word generator.
That was crazy.
And you can like...
You said that to me before.
Yeah, and then I'll just get like... you can just change the amount of syllables. I usually like names because names are always quirky. They're not like the basic vowels. So something like Will Smith is not like normal in like... You wouldn't say that, but then maybe you'll say guilt trip. Like even guilt isn't... It's like... It's not the typical rhyme. Like people go for the maze that has the bats, the flow, the go, you know? So... But it's not like you have to use it just now. Like the Will Smith bar, sometimes you scrape it, and then the next time you find a beat, it's like, now I can talk about Will Smith. I slap a nigga like Will Smith.
You do want to have
my music slap like Will Smith.
And you can also Chris Rock.
Exactly.
And now because there's rock in that element, you can use the whole thing to tie it all together. Definitely.
You have to be having fun, you know. That's the other thing that it might not start off fun, but your best stuff is gonna come out when you're actually having fun crafting the stuff, man.
For sure.
Speaking on being in love, now I remember the bars. I was deeply in love at the time. I said, "Bay you magic like a wizard. I'ma focus on you just to make for better pictures. I treat you like a goddess, you belong up in the scriptures. I know I talk a lot of game, but you stay ready for the fixtures." That's right. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
It's real life.
Come on.
That's crazy. I always liked bars that when they land, it's like a picture comes in your head.
In your
like
mind,
visual pictures. I always tried to write like that. I think in one of my first early battles, I said, you're going to have to borrow the stick from Moses that split the oceans. Symbolic of the gap between us when it comes to who spit the dopest. And the day that rivers flows as uphill will be the same day that distance closes. Like for me, that was about visual, you know. But also if you listen to what I'm saying is, you know, Moses splits the ocean, right? So you're going to need a miracle to beat me.
A miracle.
But if oceans were to split, think about it. At some point in the world, rivers would have to flow uphill, like they would have to flow the other way. You know what I'm saying? And if that happens, that'll be the day that distance closes. And then visually, it's also the ocean closing back together.
How long did you take to write that, bruh?
It started with the rhyme, you know, just the rhyme.
Years,
if you say stick from Moses that split the oceans, and then from there
just tweaking it, playing with it.
Again, I started having fun because I was like, oh, there's something here. You know, sometimes you get onto something and there's something here. You don't want to just be happy with those two lines, but I knew there was something there.
And to add to that, like even the 4-syllable rhyme, like distance closes.
Stick from Moses. Stick from Moses.
I don't know. Whatever.
It's 4 syllables.
It's like it also sounds nice.
Yes.
Like I think that's also something that's underrated.
Rhymed with the one word at the end, it wouldn't be the same.
It just doesn't sound as.
No, but that's nice.
How would you prepare for when you write a verse for let me not say a verse for somebody, like when you're gonna battle someone? How would you prepare for that? Do you watch their battles
Yeah, watching their battles is part of it. But for me, the biggest thing is I start with a bigger argument.
Yeah.
The bigger argument might be like, oh, okay, you are much more of a nerdy, well-prepared writer, but I've got the real essence. You know, a bigger argument up top. And that's usually based on something that's real, you know.
Okay.
Like, and then I find ways to strengthen that argument throughout my rounds. You know, like not everything will be about that argument, but it creates like a premise of what I'm saying.
And like at the end of the day, this is what I'm saying. And I'm showing you as
we go.
And once why
people can feel like, oh yeah, I do see that, then you're winning, you know.
Yeah.
And then your lines hit a little bit harder because you've got this bigger premise. That's thing. It's not just bar after bar. I go to this, speak about your shoes, then I go to this, speak about this, you know. It's a bigger argument that I'm having to say this guy is actually like this. If you really think about it.
If you think about it, this man is
that makes it it makes it easier for a direction for me to think. Like, what type of things am I going to rap about? Because otherwise it becomes too much. I don't have parameters, like we said. There's nothing that I'm like, okay, I gotta find ways to flip whether this guy's a nerd or whatever it is. So that's where I start, and then from there it's everything. It's watching what the guy has done, trying to preempt what he might say to me, and having those lines ready. Because, you know, there's something I call a there's a rebuttal, I call them a pre-battle. I'm not the greatest freestyler ever, but what I would do is I would think about what this guy might say. And if he says it, I can bring it into my raps. And people think I freestyled, but I didn't, you know. I just was well prepared. And that's the other thing. Like, I was somebody who I needed time, because I understood that for me to be prepared to a point where I'm comfortable, I need time to do it. There's dudes who, you know, they prepare for a battle in 2 days. I was like, I'm not doing it, guys. I'm not confident that I'm going to be able to have my pre-battles waiting. And, you know, with that, it's like, you need to be so good at your material that you can bring it in at any point and then go back to your script without throwing yourself off. So I would definitely start with finding what my argument is before rapping. I'm not rapping yet. I'm just finding my argument. Like what makes me better than this guy? And then we use the, like we're saying, you find what you want to say first, and then you use your skill to say it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's also like a really great tip that you've subtly put in there, which is actual preparation. You know, like, I know when creatives talk about hard work and stuff, like sometimes they talk about actually just writing the lyrics, but I feel like the extracurricular activity would be the preparation. Like, I mean, the first time, shout out Lincoln the God, I recorded with him for my first mixtape. I landed, and then he's like, okay, let's record. And I spit the whole verse, right? It's like, it was actually, I think, for Grow, right? I spit the whole verse, one take, right? And he was like shocked. But it's like, I was ready. I was ready for that shit. I was like, I've gone through this verse so many times. It's just about hitting it once, and I was out. But I don't think a lot of rappers are actually like preparing. Are they like writing when they're not in studio? Before they get into studio, do they think, okay, maybe I might need to write before? Did I get the beat before? I also think that's why, like, if you're a producer who raps, now, like, it's a cheat code. Because, like, you could make the beat. I remember you were saying something like this. Like, you were...
For that local corner thing, I thought of the bars. I had, like, maybe eight of the bars. And then I made the beat around the vibe of the bars. And then, And
then you cooked. And then there was a time you said you were, like, scrambling eggs.
That was the Why So Faded verse. Benty had brought the beat or whatever. And... Obado had recorded the hook. While that was happening, like, I just needed to catch, like, the beat, right? And then I just went and made, like, I'm frying eggs, bro. And I'm like, the bars are just... Also, it's nice to have a little distraction. Because I'm not like...
No, for sure.
You know, the bars or whatever.
Once your brain has the assignment, it knows we have to do it. Walk away from it a little bit. Go do something. You'll be amazed at what your brain comes up with. For me, it would be like, I'd be like, oh, okay, I've written enough for today. Let me go take it right as I'm about to sleep. I gotta get up and say that.
I remember that shit. Hey, bro, like, forgetting a bar that, like, you had, and it was sick.
It was so sick. It's so disappointing.
I still think there's a bar that I'm sure was amazing to this day, and I forgot. I never remembered it. I'm still just like, damn, I'm mad about that. I'm like, what was I saying? You know, remember the Kanye West bar? He's like, does he write his own rhymes? Sorta. I think that mean I forgot better shit than you ever thought.
So I think being prepared is really important, man.
Yeah.
It's everything, man. It's everything. It makes you look. It's like you were saying, oh man, you don't look nervous in your battles and stuff. It's because I'm prepared, but I'm actually very nervous. But preparation is the only thing that has me looking calm. Because as nervous as I am, I know my stuff, you know?
Yeah. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think some things are just unteachable. You can't teach it. Especially when you're talking about Skeef, you were frying eggs and then it just came to you. It came back to me. I have a song called Understand.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I know Understand.
And it literally, I played it for you on the channel. It kind of came the same way, but like, I was on a call with my aunt, right? She was like, she was complaining about her relationships. She's like, I don't understand why niggas are doing this. And I was literally sitting next to the mic. I was like, I don't understand. And I was like, this shit is so hard. So I think now you saying that, I'm noticing that no one had to teach me to take that understand off
and
the call.
also, that was your real life.
And you couldn't force it.
You
couldn't force it.
You couldn't force it,
you didn't go there like, I want to talk about this. It just came.
It just came while you were frying eggs. So I'm like, but I think just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, and I think that's important because sometimes, like, there are a lot of coincidences that make a bar really sick. Like the other day I was hearing, I think his name is Young Tyrant. I might get it twisted, but he has some song with A. Reese. I fuck with him. He was saying like, so many of y'all already calling me cuz, but we're not even blood yet. Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
The coincidence
not even blood,
is so wild.
That's crazy.
But it's like, I think sometimes people will go in studio trying to create the coincidence.
Yes.
And it's like now the ABC is like the D.
Now
you're trying to force the coincidence.
You're thinking too much,
Like sometimes
because you
just
want
happens.
to do that, and you now, because it's not happening, it's like, I'm gonna force.
There's that. Once you start thinking you're on the wrong track, you gotta be feeling, you gotta be having fun. Once you think you can solve this math problem of a lyric, I think you've gone off track,
And I think, bruh, at the basic thing, it has to make sense. And this time, I'm not gonna mention the bar or the rapper because it's gonna be like I'm hating on bro. But like, I heard a bar that was so unrelated to the point of the bar. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like saying, just to keep it basic, like I'm hot like ice or something, And obviously there's ice that's so cold that it feels hot. But if you incorporated it that way, I'd be like, oh,
that's dope.
Yeah. But then when he didn't mean it that way,
it's like, bruh, these things aren't connected, and no one's gonna give you stress about it. Like, no one's gonna give you flack for it because they love you or whatever. But like, I feel like it just needs to make sense. Is this thing like a viable thing that you can actually say
for sure
at the end of the day? Because some guys just be saying stuff, bro.
I think to add to that, we were arguing with Junior about Drake's Aiden Ross line, where he's like, I was Aiden Ross's streams before Aiden Ross had streamed. And it's not that we're even mad at the idea, but it also goes to like the forcing of the coincidence, where it's like, maybe you could have just, instead of forcing the fact that you need people to know that I actually want to talk about Ross. Maybe set it up as something that signals Ross and signals Aiden. Maybe, I don't know, something about Twitch. And then maybe like a nigga named Ricky or something. Set it up so that you only say, that's why I was Aiden Ross for streams. Maybe I was the Twitch nigga. I make niggas Twitch.
That's true.
This nigga was tripping.
This nigga Ricky.
This nigga Ross was tripping. Now I ate
Aiden Ross.
I think a line for me, and then we're about to close, I just want to glaze myself. It's like when I'm like, you're listening to Thy Majesty tabs, there are a lot of rappers in the game who can't challenge me back. I burn them down like calories, fam. All these rappers, my sons, they call me bro, but I'm actually dad.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the coincidence that these niggas call me bro in real life. And I'm
but I'm their father.
Please yourself,
but it's
my
like, I also want to show, like, you can also throw in a bar to sort of distract niggas. So it's like, I burn them down like calories, fam.
Yeah.
Like, for some people, that would be the fourth bar.
Yeah.
To emphasize, like, you
calories
know,
being the,
but it's like, you could mix it up. You could just say, okay, I'm going to do this so that they're already off. They're not even thinking I'm going to say some even sicker shit.
Yeah,
you know
just after,
yeah. And we once talked about it. Sometimes, like, someone will have, like, the first line being the sickest bar. I think J. Cole has some line where he's like like Jesus. What did he say? Something like in mass, I'm collecting this bread in mass, like he's like a Catholic preacher. And then he says something like MC squared, but it was like the first line. And it was like it wouldn't even rhyme with nothing really. It's just wild for you to do that.
Sick bar, and then
I learned in battle rap to, you know, I used to save some of my better lines like for later in the battle. Bro, once people trust that you're fire, they start, you know, they start filling in the gaps for other things that might not have been that fire. But, you know, because in the first 16 or 18, you really got them. Now they're cheering your bars that might not have been so good. And also, you know, if you're saving your bars for the third, you might have already lost by the third round. You know?
Now and you've lost the crowd.
You've lost the crowd. They're not trusting you as much. They're not paying as much attention. So for me, I always used to say within my first 2-3 schemes, I was trying to have like my best line in there, you know, because now people are like, oh, okay, this guy came with the fight. You know, they're waiting for the other guy to finish rapping so you can come back, you know what I mean? So I always, you know, I learned to put my better material right up front. Also, you know, when you think you're done, you're going to get some of your best lines. So your third round is going to have some good rounds because you're like, oh, okay, that's enough writing. Now I'm memorizing. But because your brain is relaxed now, it's like, oh, we could have said this, we could have said this. And then that could go to the third or whatever.
I think that's also another thing. Because of a lot of people have time pressure with studio, right? Because like you can't be recording all day and night. You know what I mean? There's that time pressure. So if you're writing in studio, it's different because, you know, there's a limitation now. So it's like your brain is stressed. You know what I mean? It's like, and then guys end up, you know, doing filler bars and just saying stuff for the sake of saying it. And I've seen it a lot because I've recorded a lot of guys, right? I don't know if they weren't prepared. Maybe it's a preparation thing, but like they've got 12 bars and the verses are 16. And then those last 4 bars, like they record the 12 bar or write for the 12, you know, write 12 bars, record them, and there's that space. And I was like,
nice. And that was child, bro.
And like, I just be like, bro, chill. It's done. The you know, creative juices have stopped flowing.
Or you could come back.
You can come
like,
back.
You can always come back.
Like it's I'm gonna save, and this is gonna be here even next week.
Maybe even listen back. I mean? Like just listen to it.
Listen
unmixed.
to it.
Maybe ideas will flow, like maybe even like in the revision, like and maybe I can say this differently or whatever.
I've also had a situation where like I recorded a song, I get home and I'm like, then it just starts coming to me like, bruh, I should have said this, I could have said this. Now I forced out some bars there. You know what I mean? And I feel like the song is done and, you know.
Sometimes even the other day, like I was writing a bar and I wanted, there's like a part where I'm like, I'm that nigga, that kind of rhyme scheme. And I was like, it would be juicy to say something about Palissa, right? And then just kind of tweak it in my twang to make it like go. But the internal rhyme had like an A. So it's like, lately I'm that nigga. And I was thinking like, hey, I don't know any Botswana names that have like, I could rhyme with this, you know? And I was like, fuck it. I guess I won't use the Palissa line at all. I'll use it next time. And then I was just chilling in the whip. And I was like, lately I'm that nigga. I was like, hey, Stacy and Palissa. Like,
there you go.
Oh shit, I don't have to make it a Botswana name. I could just switch it up. Stacy works as well.
It was an interesting time when you and One Take were both new at the same time. I remember that very clear. Like, I was just like, these two new kids who are just rapping their ass off. And you know, we started this off by talking about Botswana lyricism. Botswana has always had great rappers, and you only realize this when you leave Botswana. People are just like, oh, you guys can rap, man. You guys have this guy. This guy. Like people out there. They know and they tell us all the time like, yo, these guys can rap. So that felt like, here's the latest crop in these guys that are rapping, you know. Botswana will always, I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what it is. People can rap out here, you know.
And I felt that like, bro, there was a cypher I was in Joburg, and there was only one guy that I was like, oh, this guy's tough. You know what I mean? And it was hella rappers. Like we were just going freestyle or verse, whatever, you know, we were just spitting. It was a big cypher. And then I thought about like when I'm here, bruh, everyone in the cypher can rap. Sick. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and for some reason, like, I don't know why, but it even feels like less pressure when you're in Bots surrounded by sick guys. It's like, bruh, you just rap, you know? When I was there, so I even felt like anxiety to rap because I'm like, what if they don't get it? You know, like these niggas might just not clock what I'm saying. You get me?
For sure. I think to close, I think it would be dope if you just show some appreciation. Maybe some rappers locally who we can think of who are sick lyricists. I'll give you guys some time because I already have someone in my mind who's like abstract. You know, something that he said, he was like, you can't touch me like the Dutch, you get fried like Kentucky. Like, he has like these pockets where he didn't even need to do it like that. But it will be like sick. You know, like I really fuck with abstract.
I think he's got good lyrics, but it goes back to what Ski was saying. I think my problem with abstract is his flow. His flow, it's the same throughout the whole song, throughout 5 of his tracks. So to me, it's taken away from the rapping, honestly. Because I do think he's got bars. But he usually uses the same hip hop, the same flow. Flow, and I'm like, come on, bro. I don't know. Have you noticed?
Nah, he does. I don't mind it. Another line he has is, I'm so sublime, that's why these niggas subliminal dissing. I didn't even know what sublime meant at the time.
So what does sublime mean?
It's like really dope.
And that's why they subliminal dissing.
Subliminal, that's crazy.
I'm like, I had to Google sublime. I'm like, why is this nigga talking about? It's like, oh, he's sick. That's why the subliminal dissing. Ish. So abstract is something.
I need to listen to more abstract.
I need it.
I think the guy that I have, I don't know how you guys feel about guys that, Motswako guys that will translate. That will say
I don't like translation bars.
You said that. I don't know translate. I don't know if Bexon does it, but I always feel like even if he does, I feel like Bexon does it in a way.
Bexon is tough.
Hard.
Bexon is fine. Bexon is fine.
Yeah. There's a song that I like by Bexon's Dodger My Bullet. Bullet. I don't even know the bars. I just think the song is tough.
So for me, I give it to Bexon, but I think Bexon can rap.
Yeah, Bexon can rap.
Yeah.
Even I have a bar that I use a Bexon song in where he's got Tima Lebon. So I was saying, and it's not even a bar like that. It's just a fun type of bar. It's a trap song. And I was like, put her in her room, turn the lights off like I'm Baxing. Tell my manager ain't no interruptions when I'm Babsing. It's just you know, nothing crazy. But yeah, I fuck with Baxing. I think he can rap. I think One Take also. I don't have specific bars for One Take, but like I've heard him, you know, really spitting. Rockefeller,
for sure.
Man, dilo tseki di bonang, tshelo jona bo kgona ke ba ba ikgonang, toro tseki di lorang kgang re sa di tšhotleng, modimo fa ba humitse ba sa di tlhokeng, hard workers ba ba sa popeng. Nonetheless, I'm trying to be the best. Ke leka go nna kgosi dira jalo ka go rap. But where I'm from, you can't make it all more rap. Ba re bitsa makete ka ha ba a reng ka ha ba ntse ba re tshega, man. Like it keeps going. So I feel like that it's not even like, it's like the message.
You know, Rocker's hard.
Yeah.
I also say O-Star. I don't know if y'all tapped into All Star.
haven't-
Like
I
he's
haven't
very
heard All Star.
nice.
Yeah.
Very underrated, I'd say, personally.
Yeah.
Blaine, you got anybody?
Yeah, I mean, you already mentioned One Take. I like One Take. For me, especially with younger rappers, cool factor is a big thing for me. You gotta be cool. Like, you gotta be just cool. Like,
Definitely.
You remember when Faded was doing, they were the coolest guys in the whole city, man.
Yeah.
They're the coolest guys. I was actually working on a documentary about Faded like a couple years ago, and these guys,
That's
like, I got some
crazy.
amazing footage. But yeah, he's got cool
Hey, leak
factor.
that, bro. I need the leak, though.
Yeah, man, we got some really good footage there. I was watching it not long ago, actually. The Malapo show that you guys did was
That one was
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah,
That
I
one-
was filming all of that. It was
Yeah.
a lot of good stuff. But yeah, I also like I like Jagala's One Time.
Jagala's,
you know,
for sure.
it's just very genuine. Like I
Yes.
believe everything. It's very artsy.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. So those two, I would say. For me, I'm just like these. I think these guys are cool. They're doing their thing. Rockefeller, like you said as well.
Rockefeller's
I'm
dope.
a bit biased with him because drama was my boy like that. So there's that. But he's
he's definitely got a similarity.
similarity in the voice
Even the
inflection
voice
and,
and-
and
I
the
get
way
you.
he chooses to go. But I don't.
Yeah.
Nobody's mad at it. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I don't know what
nobody's
that
mad
is.
at it.
Everybody's like,
Yeah.
I think it's just because he is good.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
much as it sounds like drama,
Yeah.
he is good. So yeah, I'd say those guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I'm trying to think of who else. I've heard Vizo spit some shit, man. I've heard Vizo spit some.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some fire
Vizo,
bars, so-
but I mean, Vizo isn't like new or anything.
he's
Or
not-
kind of
he's not new.
he's-
Like,
he's-
there's also people like Zeus. I mean,
Yeah.
Zeus, I think he
of
was
course.
top two.
Yeah?
You know,
Oh,
just
yeah.
straight up lyricism. It was quite
Oh,
diabolical.
if we're just talking about lyricism, guys like Samba T, I always
Yeah.
bring up Samba
yeah,
T.
Samba
Samba T
T,
has
yeah.
got some of the craziest lines. There's somewhere it's like a love song, and he's saying something like, ridicule, really true, that means ridiculous. It was like some it was like he's just like he's got this, it's fun when he's rapping. He's not like a serious rapping at you guy, but he
Yeah.
just goes into rhyming. Like Samba T for me, definitely one of the best lyricists we've got around.
Yeah.
Yeah, even this guy, I forget his name, but he's part of Bafana Ba. But like, I think he has like the dreads. I just forget. I don't know if his name is Teddy or whatever. But he's also sick. Like, out of them, I think he's super like secretly lyrical, where it's like it's not out there. Like he'll say
But you
something
know-
like "Remove
Oh, man.
marketing" and this is marketing. Like
Yeah.
they'll do
Oh,
this little play
wow,
on
I
it.
see, I
Like he'll
see.
do this little play on words.
One guy who I think his lyricism is slept on because like his biggest song is fun is Fuego. Fuego
Yeah.
has deep songs, bro.
Oh yeah.
VIP Fuego. Like he has songs. There's this one, and this is French, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but it's called Elle-moi. Something like that. I don't know if it's said like that. Where he's talking about, I thought the love that we had was reciprocal. Bruh. Dog, and he just talks about like feeling stupid about how, you know, his approach with the girl, and it's like a whole story and stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like that in the new gen also there's Fuego who I'm fucking with.
If you see me right now, that must mean that you watched until the end of the video. So firstly, thank you so much for watching until the end. If you haven't yet liked the video, please make sure to leave a like because you watched until the end anyway, so you probably like it. Also, more importantly, leave a comment. You watched the entire thing, so your comment will be very valuable to us as to things we can change, people we can bring on, topics we can discuss. We actually read your comments and would actually appreciate that feedback. With that said, I hope you catch us on the next episode. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe because that will help the algorithm push our content to you so you don't miss out on any future episodes. With that said, thank you. This was No Reason Given. Yeah.